Here, buddy. No, the kitties have jingly, jangly collars so that I know where they are. So it's easy to hear them.
Gotcha. We used to do that with babies, you know.
You put a collar on me?
No, we put bells on your shoes.
Oh, me personally, or you just mean like in general?
Well, babies,
adults to babies. I almost said humans to babies.
UNL.
You would put bells on our shoes?
Yes.
Does she know about this?
I don't know. Doesn't everybody know about this?
No, I didn't know people were putting jingly bells on their children.
Yeah. So you know when they're coming.
I guess so. What's up, Wormianas? Welcome back to our third and final deleted scenes episode of Would You Still Love Me If I Was a Worm? Once again, I am your host, Sienna Really. Sienna like the minivan, really like the question. And I thought that I would not only show y'all some little tiny deleted clips from previous episodes featuring my mom, Gabby, who you just heard from, my sister, Elaine, who you'll hear from next, and then my dad, Mike, who you'll hear from later, but also respond to some of y'all's DMs about my respective family members. I know that my family is cool, relatively speaking. I know that I'm very lucky to have a really good relationship with both of my parents. And I know that I'm very lucky to have their support in absolutely every aspect of my life, but especially in this dumb little podcast that I'm doing. What I didn't know, though, was just how impactful they would be on my friends and more distant, like Instagram followers and internet friends. I did not know that I was going to get so many DMs saying things like, I'm crying listening to your podcast. This episode with your dad is healing for me. Crying a little bit because of how much your mom loves your dad. What the fuck? Love is real. Why did this warm my little mommy issues heart? I like that one. Your sister is brilliant. And Elaine's episode is my favorite because it's making me think of so many things, very thought-provoking. And actually, this is ruining the joke. But as y'all said, don't be afraid to think a thought. Like, I had no idea that I was going to get so much. It's not that I didn't expect to get positive feedback or for my family members to, like, have fans, I guess. But I genuinely wasn't expecting so many people to be, like, so deeply emotionally touched by specifically my relationship with my family members. So that's so cool. I really appreciate y'all sharing those things with me. And I appreciate y'all like tolerating me having this platform to share my experience with y'all. And I appreciate the love that you're giving to my mom, dad, and sister. I absolutely think they deserve it. Speaking of things they deserve, if you're looking for a little ooky spooky play to see this weekend, and or you're looking for another way to support specifically my sister Elaine Really, she is performing in a stage production of The Haunting of Hill House with Sundown Collaborative Theater. She's once again performing with Sundown Collaborative. I'm so excited to see this one. A little secret, I have never seen The Haunting of Hill House. So I'm really excited for my first experience with it to be this staged production. That'll be super cool. And this is the last weekend, and the tickets are very affordable. There's like kind of a sliding scale for ticket prices. I'll put the link in my Instagram stories, but yeah, The Haunting of Hill House with Sundown Collaborative Theater starring Elaine Really is this weekend. It's going to be so cool, I assume. Gabby and Mike don't really have anything to plug, but they're loving the podcast, loving y'all's feedback, loving the wormigos. They're having a blast with it. So thanks for for giving them a platform too. They love it. Next week is going to be original content. My first newly recorded episode, freshly recorded episode for season 2. I'm really, really looking forward to that. No spoilers yet. Just know that it is going to be some new content with a new guest. I am sticking to the schedule of posting every Wednesday until further notice, or unless I need to not post for a week or something like that. But if you want more content in between episodes, you can follow me on Instagram at wormpod, WORMPOD. Without further ado, here's Elaine Reilly. Like when I got your Instagram follow request.
Okay.
And I was like, who the fuck is Elaine Reilly? Because then it shows your name.
Right.
Reilly, and I was like, is this some distant relative that I don't know about? And then I go to the profile and it's obviously you. And I was like, oh. And the bio that you wrote, it literally just said in quotes, oh, so that's her deal.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's for sure. That's my sister.
Yeah. Was that actually how you
I did not know that you had changed your name until then. Yeah. Because I texted you immediately after. I was like, Elaine? And you were like, yeah. And I was like, okay.
Nice.
Or like your letterboxed bio too.
Oh yeah. Follow me to add the beach that makes you old to your Roku city.
Yes. It's so funny. Any plans for any furry critters or scaly critters in your future?
No. Mm-hmm. That is a firm no, period. We do of course love all furry critters.
Sure. You are a great aunt to my cat children, even though you're deathly allergic to both of them.
Yeah. But sometimes you don't need to have a pet.
Sometimes you don't need to have a pet.
And we don't and won't for a while.
And I'll put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I will wear that t-shirt. And
sometimes you don't need to have a pet.
I did love his balladeer in Assassins.
Oh, okay.
Assassins off Broadway. It's the best musical ever.
Okay.
First of all.
Hot take.
That is a hot take, but it just is.
I think a lot of people will agree with you.
They should.
Okay. Okay, fine. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so when people saw Ethan Slater...
Or at least when I saw it, I was like, see, this is just egregious.
You said, Ariana, what are you doing here?
Like, people were already saying, that was already...
Yeah.
But I was like, well, I mean, if you're... I don't know, theater people.
Yeah,
there's also like a theater there's a theater kid like whole thing to this whole situation that I think illuminates the situation.
It's just so obvious that he's like the only straight white boy her age in her theater class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the theater class being the production of the film The Wizard of Oz. Wicked.
Wicked.
Yeah.
It's the musical.
Right.
Yeah. Well, The Wizard of Oz is already a musical.
Right. So is The Wiz. And this is neither of those. This is Wicked.
Wicked.
Yeah, it's just so clear
Wicked
that...
good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. Which one is the movie that Paul Dano is in, of those two that we mentioned?
There Will Be Blood.
Right.
He also plays twins.
He plays twins in that movie?
Uh-huh.
And that makes a lot of sense because I matched on Hinge with this guy.
Paul Dano.
No, I wish. Are you kidding me?
Same.
Can you imagine? Oh my god. No, if I matched on Hinge with Paul Dano.
Well, that would be the problem because he's in an important Hollywood power couple with Zoe Kazan.
Okay.
But Hinge.
Yeah, definitely. I matched with this guy on Hinge like a year ago. This was a long time ago. And it never went off app. But like we were chatting for a minute. And like my whole thing is like I do music and I do theater and I have a day job and his whole thing was like that he's a film guy. He like works in the film industry. And I was like, oh cool, like what do you do? And he was like, mostly I just like am a PA, like not a glamorous job, but I get to work on some pretty cool things. And I was like, oh, like anything I would have seen. And he was like, yeah, and maybe actually you've seen the back of my head before because I was a PA on There Will Be Blood, and I played Paul Dano's body double for a day.
Yeah.
For just like a scene. They just, the regular body double, like, couldn't show up or like got booked on some other thing. And so they just needed a person.
I think, yeah, okay. He
was like, I'm not credited,
sure,
and you can't tell it's me.
Yeah.
Which is the point of body double.
Right.
But yeah.
Interesting. Because I could be making this up, or it's like, you know, you actually cannot usually trust, or I'll say always trust, the like IMDb trivia.
Right.
But like I want to say,
I was going to say Men on Hinge, which is also true.
Probably, maybe.
Sorry to say.
Yeah, maybe more so than IMDb trivia, because really just people update that like a Wikipedia, but they watch like the director commentary or something. I think they might not have been written to be identical twins until they were like he had already filmed one of the brothers, and then they were just like, do you just want to do this one? He's in a lot less of it.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, there you go.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I'm only 2 degrees separated from Paul Dano. And he's like, awesome. Yeah. I was like, cool. And then nothing ever happened.
Well,
it's fine. It's for the best. Anywho.
Fine.
So you said you have a podcast related gift.
Yeah.
And a non-podcast related gift.
So the one that's not related is for you and the grandkitties.
Oh, the grandkitties, yes. Okay. I'm ready.
All right. We'll start with that one.
Okay.
I didn't even open it yet. But
thanks. It's wrapped.
Sure. Custom Amazon.
Shout out to Amazon.
Wrapping paper.
Okay. Oh my God. Well, I have to keep the plastic bag away from babies and children, but
yes.
So, okay, we're being honest. My dad has gifted me, and this is really funny because I know that you're a big fan of my friend Victoria, and Victoria is a big fan of these, which is tiny hands that go on your finger, but these are different. There's like a high five shaped one. There's like a fist shaped one. There's a pointer finger one, a middle finger one. 2 fingers. It's not really a peace sign. It's just kind of 2 fingers.
Okay. Yeah.
Straight up.
It's like, isn't that one of the scout signs, I think?
Well, maybe. The fingers are not together exactly. Right, so they're just kind of hanging out. I love
these. Are a little different, though. These are intended for the kitties.
I'm supposed to put them on their paws?
Yeah.
They will hate that.
There is a funny TikTok video I caught, and as soon as I watched it, I went straight to Amazon.
You said that's for my grandchildren. Yes. Okay, well, I've got a Bink's foot right here, so I'm going to try and put it on her little foot. Oop. There we go. Oh, that looks horrible. Oh, I hate that. This is so good. That's the second nicest thing you've done for me all weekend. I thought about bringing that up. I don't know if I'm gonna.
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna go public with that, but
I wasn't at all. So.
But thanks. That's really nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Squirmies, were any of y'all little kids with parents, and you were like at a party or somewhere that you didn't want to be? Maybe you were at school and you had a tummy ache even, and you had to call your parents and go, Mom, Dad, can you guys come pick me up, please? Can you come pick me up? That was me that weekend that I recorded that episode with my dad. So shout out to to Mike for coming to rescue me and recording an episode of the podcast of the wormpod all in the same weekend. That was dope. I know this was another super short episode, you guys, but that's all I got. Just we're going for quality, not quantity this season. And these little deleted scenes episodes, I hope, are part of that. But I'll see y'all next week with a new episode with a new guest. and original content. Really looking forward to that. I think y'all are going to like it. Once again, don't forget to vote in your local and federal elections. If you haven't yet, register to vote. Go online, check that you are registered to vote. This episode is coming out October 9th, so it's getting pretty close to the big election. So please make sure you're prepared for that in whatever way you need to be prepared for that. I love you guys. I'll talk to you next week.